Oh my gosh, when did Grandpa start playing Infinity Kingdom? Oh, and now he wants to try to attack my territory? Are you kidding me? Come on, Grandpa, why are you trying to take on the big dog like that? Are you serious right now? Yeah. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and today we're back in Infinity Kingdom, and Grandpa just attacked my territory. Nope. Well, I might have retaliated a little bit. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and wipe this dude off the map because that's just going to have to go down. So we're going to send in our strongest army to possibly wipe Grandpa completely off the map and get him away from the rest of my alliance. We got to get this. This guy is just bad news. Goodbye, Grandpa. Now, for those of you that don't know, Infinity Kingdom is a cartoon-style MMO strategy game that is really good for a lot of players coming together and working together as a team. There is a link down in the description below if you would like to join my alliance today in Joe Nation. And we also have a free redemption code in kennyjo. That way you can unlock some free gems as well as a Philosopher's Stone. All that information will be linked down below for you. So as we scroll out, since our last episode in this game, you're gonna see that Joe Nation has grown quite a bit. Yeah, man, we've gotten a lot of different players from all around the world. We've even got players here from India. I know that this player right here is from India, and then there's a couple of other players from India. We got some Canadian players, we got some American players, we got players from all over, and that's one of the coolest things about this game anyways. But you're gonna notice that we are surrounding a city. Oh yeah, let's talk about City Siege today. Okay, so I think we're going to try to explain this in a very simplified manner. That way, those of you out there that have never played the game, you understand what's going on. So City Siege is a feature within Infinity Kingdom where your alliance comes together and takes control of a city to basically dominate or take control of a district. That might sound very easy, but it's a little bit more complex than that because each of these cities has a different level associated with it. The city that we're looking at right now is level 5. It doesn't sound like a lot, but in fact, it actually is if you're a new player within Norheim. So we're going to go ahead and select the world map, and I'm going to place an arrow on the screen. That way you can see where I'm clicking. And let's go ahead and take a look at the world of Norheim itself. And when we zoom out and look at the world, you're going to see that there are 3 different colors, and there are in fact different dividing lines between districts or provinces, however you want to call it. And we're going to go ahead and select the option for the factions. And when I look at the factions, these are the 3 that are trying to take control of Norheim. We got Ruslan, Vitas, Idvia. It sounds like I'm talking Spanish right now, but that's the way they come off to me. But we're going to call it red, green, and blue to keep it simple. We're a part of blue. That's what my alliance is a part of. And you'll notice that when we look at this map, there are different cities involved on this map. We have different provinces. We got some that are controlled by red, blue, and green. And in the center, there is nothing in control. Nobody's taking control of these just yet because I don't think they're available yet. But you're also going to notice that there are higher level cities here. We got 7, 8, 6, 9, and then on the outer perimeters of this world you got 3, 4, and 5. So obviously you got to have a lot of players in your alliance to even be able to take control of these cities. And before I jump back into the city, I want to make sure that I show you the RSS map because this is also very important when you first start playing the game, and you might find yourself in a really high level resource zone and you might not be able to claim resources or take on the gnomes within that area. You got to make sure that you place yourself in an area that you can basically farm and take on the gnomes and then build up from there as your troop power gets stronger. It'll make more sense as we get a little bit deeper into this. So let's go ahead and back out of that and let's jump back in on the city that we were looking at a moment ago. We're going to select Artemis. Now by selecting that icon, there will be some stats that populate on the left side of the screen in regard to the city itself with the level of that city as well as the occupational bonus if you do take control of that city and some of the things that will help your alliance out. That's why a lot of different alliances want to try to take over multiple cities. That way they can get all the perks of those different districts. Now, one thing that I really got to point out about this is the fact that this city is currently occupied by the Black Sun Syndicate. That is a completely different alliance altogether. So when we jump back in on this city, I need to make sure that you understand that I, in fact, made some coordinations to move Joe Nation around this city, because I did not want this being seen as a show of force by the Black Sun Syndicate, because there are repercussions for trying to attack other players, a part of other alliances, or there's repercussions for trying to take over other cities. You got to make sure that you're strong enough first before you try to dive in here and start doing things, because what ends up happening is you might upset some other players and they might come over and take over your entire alliance. It's very, very competitive. Just be aware of that. So when we select this city, you might think that we could take this down, and we're going to go ahead and check out the city. We're going to zoom in on this placement, and it's going to start out by showing you the city center and the points associated with that. That's not the first thing that you're going to attack, though. If your alliance surrounds the city and you start attacking it, you got to start attacking the walls first, and then you got to work through those walls, and then you get to the center and you got to deal with the garrison. But we're going to look at a couple of stats here when it comes to Artemis's walls. You'll see that there is a wall durability of about 104 million points, but there are no garrison troops. That means that there's no defending troops. It's just the walls themselves. So your alliance needs to take down the walls, and then they got to move into the center and take that down as well. And this is where it shows the garrison power of the actual city at 39,000 points, or 39,812 points. That number does matter, and that is where we got to take a look at our alliance and our strongest troop power. So let's go ahead and back out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and click my own player profile, and we're going to click ranking, and we're going to look at the strongest troop power. And this is where we can look at all the players within Norheim and see who has the strongest troop power. But you're going to notice that I'm on the very bottom of this list, and I'm at 16,724. I know, right? Look at the top. We're not even close, boys. We're not even close. We got a long ways to go. But the rule of thumb is that you need to look at your troop power and then look at that garrison city power, or the garrison power of the city itself. And it's recommended to have a troop power of above 1,000 points higher than what you're seeing here per player. So what that means exactly is that if you're not higher than this number of 39,000, you probably should not attack this city just yet. And that's why Joe Nation is definitely not going to try to take on this city, because we would just be wasting resources. And what I mean by that is just by moving to attack this city itself, it does require action points. You see that we got 945 action points out of 1,000. It's recommended practice to have a full 1,000 points per player before you start attacking a city. So it's got to be coordinated. Everybody's got to be on the same page before you try to take on this city and try to dominate it. So it's just a little bit of information in regard to a long list of strategy that's involved within Infinity Kingdom, but I believe that kind of gives you a general idea on what City Siege is. All right, so City Siege is a really cool feature within Infinity Kingdom, but you do require that really powerful alliance in order to take down those cities, and you got to have that coordination as well. You got to work together as a team. I know that's not a concept that a lot of players understand, but I want to finish up this video with some new player tips for you guys, because we've had a lot of lessons learned along the way over the last week. Now, I've made it up to castle level 12. My first tip for you as a new player within this game is make sure that you join an alliance. Whether you join mine or you join somebody else's, make sure you join one, because there's a lot of perks involved when you do the alliances. So I want to show you one of those major perks. So when you get into the territory, you got to do a lot of upgrades, right? And so you don't have to just wait on a timer the entire time. If you're in an alliance, especially a larger one like ours, you can help each other out. So I'm going to do an upgrade on the Spearman Barracks, and when you click upgrade, you're going to spend some resources from the top, but you'll also notice that a button populates that says Alliance Help. Make sure that you select that button. That way it posts a notification within the alliance, and you can can go to the help tab and you'll see that there's other players that require help as well. By selecting this option, it takes time off of that upgrade and basically kind of helps you out along the way. This prevents you from having to use those precious speed ups that I showed you in the first video. Tip number 2, be sure to check those icons in the upper right side of your screen. These icons are not just things that you buy. There are a lot of free to play options available. Free gifts for gems, philosopher stones, as well as immortals. Let me show you this real fast, because just for signing in for 7 days straight, I was able to unlock John Henry just by being here, guys. I mean, I didn't really have to do anything. Just log into the game, play the game for a little while, free immortals. Matter of fact, I gotta show you this guy because he is pretty cool looking. So John Henry is in fact one of the latest additions in Infinity Kingdom, and he is a frontline commander with a massive hammer. I mean, this dude looks amazing, right? Wow. Oh my gosh, man. We've already got some equipment on him. You get the equipment by taking out the gnomes, but let me spin this guy around, dude. This guy's got some hammer that's broken up and held together with gravity. Earth commanders, man, I'm telling you, they're really, really cool. So that's John Henry right there, and let's go ahead and back out of there. I've got a lot of different immortals, but we don't really have a lot of time left, guys. I gotta show you one major tip, because I've had a lot of problems with my alliance mates having a really hard time finding me. So let's go ahead and back out of here, go into the world map of Norheim, and I want to select this option because down in the description below I have it listed that I'm in server 36. In order to find out what server you're actually in, you got to go to this screen right here of Norheim, looking at the map, and go click that button down in the lower right side of the screen that looks like a world, and it will show you all the servers that are available, and it will show you the one that you're currently in. I'm in number 36, so in order to get here you might have to click on this and select the faction that you're in and possibly click relocate, but you got to be lower than level 10 if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and back out of there because I wanted to show you where that's at. And one last tip to kind of finish this out, how to move on the map, because you're going to notice that our territories can move around the map. You got to find a place that you want to go to, and you got to zoom in on that area and select an option or a tile on the map, and it'll give you an option to relocate. And when you select that option, you can either choose to teleport now, or you can start relocation, which might take a little bit of time, and that time reduces based on the level of your alliance or the alliance that you're in. Just be aware of that. All these things upgrade together if you work together as a team, and I believe that that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, there's a lot of different tips that I could go on and on and on about, but again, at the end of the day, I only got so much time. So what you guys think about Infinity Kingdom? Do you think you're going to join me in this game, or nah, not so much? I mean, it might be a little bit too much strategy for you, but it's actually a really chill, cool game to play, and if you're interested in playing in Infinity Kingdom, be sure to check out that link down in the description below, and you can always find me in the Alliance Joe Nation. We are always accepting of new players, and don't forget, you can always get yourself some free stuff by redeeming my redemption code of kennyjo. And that is gonna be it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not done so already, and if you like watching us quite regularly, turn on those notifications. If you need any additional video support, or you would like to see any of my other content, be sure to click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.